Top of the day to you. This is another Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. I am Benjamin. Welcome to my 98th video. This should have been my 90th video because we're talking about the Burmese 90 chat of 1987 tonight. I mean, today. I need you to smash that like button and subscribe and share my channel. I make a great product and I'm open to suggestions. I've got several shows coming up in the pipeline for people who've made the requests, and I can't wait to premiere those shows. I'm excited to share this with you. And let's go ahead and let's begin. I have for you a mostly green and blue banknote of Burma. It is a 167 by 80 millimeter paper banknote. It was produced by Security Printing Wazi under the direction of Jazeki and Deviant. And this note was introduced September 22nd, 1987, and its introduction is very important to the events of the modern history of Burma. But first, let's talk about what's on the front of this note. We have a bunch of Burmese text on this note. We have this text here, and I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you what it means or what it says, except it probably says Union of Burma or something of that nature. And then we do have the denomination here. And in the corners, we have a denomination, which I assume is 90 in digits because here we have it 90 in Western digits. Up here, we have a serial number that is BT4552661. And I'm going to extrapolate that this serial number right here says BT 4552661, and it is not because I can read this. It's because I'm making a guess because it's in English up here and it's in Burmese digits and letters of the alphabet right down here. This note also has a security thread right here, and we have a watermark that is a repeat of this gentleman right here. And let's get into some information about that gentleman. This is Sayasan, who was a Buddhist monk and a peasant revolt leader. He was born in 1876 and died in 1931. At one point in his life, he became the pretender to the throne. Burma at one time had a fantastically large kingdom and had a historical, well thought of royal family that lived in the Mandalay Palace. And I don't mean the one in Las Vegas. That is actually the name of the royal house in Burma. And I'll get into a little bit more information about that. The unusual denomination of 90 chat has to move you to some questions about, well, why? Why on earth would they have a denomination of 90? Well, it has been attributed to the superstitious nature and the love of numerology that was shown by General Ne Win, who was the ethnic Chinese leader of Burma. And it could just as easily have been sycophantic banking officials because this man was ruthless and they may have wanted to keep their jobs, and so, kissed up. And I guess that's the nicest way to say it. However, we don't really know these things because even decades later, after Ne Win has passed, nobody's talking in Burma. This note was issued just weeks after a 25, a 35, and a 75 chat had been demonetized. And a fourth new strange denomination, so quick on the heels of those, contributed to the general unhappiness of the population, and it led to rioting, and that resulted in a coup d'etat in 1988 by General Sa Mong, which saw Ne Win removed from power. Sayasan, the man right here, was enthroned as Thupannaka Galon Raja. Galon is a mythical bird who was often seen to battle the Naga, which is a snake. And in this context, Sayasan spoke and met the intellectual satisfaction, or met the needs of the populace, because the snake represented the British who were causing problems in Burma at the time, and Sayasan was their opposition, or the snake. Whew, fascinating stuff. Let's take a look at the back of this note. And while I'm turning it over, please turn it over in your mind the thought of whether or not you're going to subscribe to my channel. And do so. It's a bargain because it's free. Here we have a mostly completely English except for the digits here in this corner right here. We have a 90, a 90. We have the Union of Burma Bank. We have 90 chat right here, and it says Union of Burma Bank, Union of Burma Bank, Union of Burma Bank over and over and over again. The vignettes are very nicely done, and they remind me a lot of South Asian banknotes. You see similar themes on Thai and Lao, Cambodian, as well as Vietnamese banknotes. And what we have here is a farmer being hauled by a yoke of oxen. And at one point, I thought these were water buffalo, but they're oxen. They don't have the big water buffalo horns. And then we have a group of farmers up here, and they seem to be planting rice in a flooded rice field or a rice paddy. So it's a lovely note indeed. And back to Ne Win. He was an interesting man who died in 2002, and over the course of his life, he served as a prime minister, and then a president, and then then a military dictator, and finally a prisoner of the government of Burma. He is credited with single-handedly turning Burma into one of the poorest and least developed countries in the world. And strangely enough, as an ethnic Chinese, Ne Win also pursued a policy of persecuting the ethnic Chinese of Burma. But this isn't hard to understand, and there are numerous instances in the world history of a person of one ethnicity persecuting his native or her native peoples. It's a strange truth, but it is what it is. This has been the 90 chat banknote, and in the future I hope to share examples of the 25, 35, 45, 15 chat, and all the unusual other banknotes of the world. I hope that you will decide to subscribe to my channel. I am Benjamin. Have a jewel of a day.